Last offseason, many in the hockey world, myself included, were skeptical after GM Kevin Adams extended Tage Thompson. At the time, it seemed like the forward was potentially going to be a one-hit wonder, as he scored 68 points in 78 games played. However, by now, it's pretty clear that Thompson has not only lived up to, but exceeded the expectations placed upon him. Therefore, since he's been the latest talking point throughout the hockey community, I thought there was no better time than now to learn a little more about him. In this video, we'll be going over a handful of facts that you probably didn't know about Tage himself. But before we get to the main course per se, I'd like to quickly talk to you about World Hockey Manager. World Hockey Manager is a really neat app that allows you to create and control your own hockey club. Available on both iOS, aka Apple, and Android, the game allows you to develop your talents, train players, and scout for new signings. After you make your own team, you can compete against other teams in daily ranked games and tournaments. This year, we have a massive holiday season. Not only will all weekend rewards be boosted, but the holidays will also feature unique weekly player and card pack offers, as well as lots of tournaments. Download World Hockey Manager from the link in my description, as it really helps out the channel if you use the link. Use my code to redeem 100 coins worth $7.99, available until January 15th. It will help you a long way, as you can choose to spend it on anything you like to help building your strategy. To redeem your code, click Settings button on the top left corner, click on the green Redeem Voucher button, enter my unique code, and sign up today. So my favorite part of the game is definitely the managerial side of things, so like running your lines, the money side of it, so in this case would be the coins. And I just played my first game and we won 4-1, so not too bad. Yeah, guys, definitely give this game a chance. And now, on to the video. It's not every day that you come across the first name Tage, at least in North America, as according to nameberry.com, it's pretty popular in Sweden. But since Tage was born and raised in the United States, how and why did he end up with such a unique name? Well, it just so happened that his mom, Kim, was given the honors of choosing the name. However, she would be given a little help from Tage's aunt, according to him. My aunt was looking up baby names online, and she found the name Taggart. It means the one with the sounding of a lethal slap shot, so obviously it had to do with hockey. So right away my aunt texted my mom, and my dad fell in love with it. He thought they were going to call me Tag for short, but my mom didn't like it, he says. As they say, marriage is all about compromise. Therefore his parents opted for Tage for short instead.
Heard that it's a Swedish name, I'm not sure. I might have to ask my aunt on that one.
You may be wondering why Thompson's parents were so hockey-centric, even before he was born. Interestingly, Tage's father Brent had been playing professional hockey long before Tage was even thought of. Brent was drafted by the LA Kings 39th overall in 1989. By the time his son came into the picture in 1997, Brent had already suited up for multiple NHL teams, including the Kings, Winnipeg Jets, and Phoenix Coyotes. And while Tage was growing up, he quickly became introduced to what his father refers to as the GYPSY lifestyle. That's all he knows is the GYPSY lifestyle, Brent says. We're here for a couple of years, or we're here for 8 months of the year, he says. Alaska, Connecticut, and Long Island were just a few of the places that Brent and his family relocated to in order to further his hockey career. By the time Tage graduated from Pioneer High School in Ann Arbor, he had been enrolled in 11 different schools. After Brent decided to hang up the skates, he immediately transitioned from player to coach. He currently is listed as a head coach for the AHL's Bridgeport Islanders. Tage isn't the only second-generation NHLer in his family, as his younger brother Tice has also been playing hockey for most of his life. Similarly to Tage, Tice decided to take the college hockey route en route to the NHL. Also a forward, Tice committed to Providence College in Rhode Island. His first season as a freshman, Tice became the focus of NHL scouts as he scored 25 points in 42 games played. Drafted 96th overall in 2019 by the New Jersey Devils, Tice was able to make his NHL debut last campaign, and it just so happened that a familiar face was waiting for him on the opposing end, as Tice faced off against his older brother in his debut, while simultaneously notching his first points in the contest. Similarly to Nicole Anderson, Thompson's teammate's wife, Tage's wife, Rachel, is a cancer survivor. In 2019, Rachel first learned of her diagnosis while her boyfriend Tage was out to dinner with his teammates. It was obviously a terrible, terrible thing to hear, Tage said. Then I had to go back and sit down to eat dinner with the entire team. It was all I could think about that night. The next game and for a while. That's all I was thinking about, so it distracts you, and it's obviously what's most important, Tage recalls. The couple had been anxiously awaiting the results of her biopsy that Rachel had underwent around a month prior to the results being revealed. From there, Rachel battled bone cancer, which had first presented itself as a pain in her right leg. Thankfully, though, the proper surgery and treatment allowed for every scan that she's had since to show that she's cancer-free. And it was during the latest Hockey vs. Cancer night in Buffalo that Tage was the recipient of a wholesome gesture by Boston's captain Patrice Bergeron. Bergeron, who actually played with Tage's father in the AHL during the 2004 lockout, checked on Tage's wife while inquiring about her condition. His wife was diagnosed with cancer a couple years ago, and I think she was cancer-free now. So I was just saying that I was thinking of her and happy for her. I wasn't sure that she was cancer-free. He said that she was, so I was super happy for him, for her, and for her family. It was cool, Bergeron recalls. The real reason as to why Tage Thompson suddenly appeared on everyone's radar recently was due to his performance against the Columbus Blue Jackets. During a contest held in Ohio's capital city, Thompson was able to tickle the twine on 5 different occasions. As Buffalo skated away with their 9-4 win over the Jackets, it quickly became clear how special it truly was that Tage accomplished such a feat. The last time a Sabres player was able to score a handful of goals in a single game was before Thompson was even born, in 1986. Dave Vanderchuk was the last to do so during the win against the Boston Bruins. Even more impressively, Tage also became only the second American-born player to score 5 times in a game. The first one, Mark Pavlik, did so 39 years before Thompson. In conclusion, Thompson is a player that many will continue to keep an eye on, one with an interesting story and much more to still give on ice. And lastly, don't forget to check out World Hockey Manager. Again, link will be in the description for the free download and 100 coins. As always, thank you for watching.